As you can see, I am in my super fancy, elegant hospital couture. um, Whatever happened to being able to have a opinion without being called a racist or a homophobe, or more importantly these days, because it's the era of trans, like, you can't say anything in a way that is even remotely unsupporting or negative. Because if you do, you're labeled a transphobe. And they use that word so much. Yes, there are a lot of actual transphobes in this world. But a lot of people that you're accusing and calling transphobes, trust me, they're not. They're looking out for their young children that are under 18. They don't want them to make irreversible damages to their body that they cannot fix and could possibly regret in the future as adults. And there's nothing wrong with that. Parents are supposed to love, protect, and keep their children safe. If you have a trans child, let them dress however they want. Let them wear makeup, grow their hair, get their nails done, call themselves a different name. But for God's sakes, don't put them on hormones and don't do anything surgical. Their bodies aren't big enough and they're not grown enough physically to handle bottom surgery. Top surgery can destroy their tissues, and if they have top surgery at 13 and finally decide when they get older, like my daughter did, that they were a straight cis female and they wanted their breasts back, if they went and got implants, they wouldn't be able to breastfeed and they probably wouldn't have any sensation in their nipples. It's really sad. And I hate that people think that people like me are homophobes. I am bisexual. Actually, I'm pansexual. I find attractiveness in everybody. And I love everybody. I don't have a homophobic, transphobic bone in my body. But what I do have is a very passionate standpoint when it comes to children being indoctrinated into something that could possibly not be how they truly feel. And it's a proven fact that there's a social contagion going around that started when COVID came, when everybody was stuck online. Other teenagers are literally convincing their friends that they're trans just because they are having problems with their body. But what teenager doesn't have problems with their body? I know a lot of people absolutely hate Blair White, but I love her. I figure that, well, not figure, I find that everything she says is so important and so truthful. And she is a transgender woman, well, transsexual. That's what she goes by, transsexual. She knows what she's talking about. She's part of that community. And some of you are leaving me comments from my last post that are absolutely disgusting and ridiculous. And they're coming from people that literally have no fucking room to talk. Look yourself in the mirror. Find out who you are. That's what you guys need to do. And that's all I want teenagers to do. I want them to explore their life, explore their bodies, and explore their sexuality. And when they turn 18, if they truly believe that they are the opposite gender, then by all means, transition. But not before you're 18. Don't do something to yourself that you can't fix and you'll possibly regret. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. And it's sad, but that's how it is. And these gender affirming therapists, they're whacks. They truly are. They literally have no choice but to talk to a child and agree with everything they say and make them feel like they are 100% right. That's not the concept of a therapist. A therapist pushes back. A therapist helps you find the truth. You don't walk into a therapist's office and say, I'm a smurf. And then the therapist is like, yeah, you're a smurf. You may not be short and blue, but you're definitely a smurf. You get what I'm saying? I know it's a terrible analogy, but whatever. This is such a touchy subject, and I don't know why I'm bringing it up. I'm just very, very passionate about it because I have a trans son, and my daughter almost transitioned, and now that she is mentally and emotionally stable and intelligent at her age, she realized she was never trans. She was being bullied and coerced into thinking that she was. But she's just a regular old cisgendered straight female, just living her life. And she thanks me all the time for stopping her from transitioning because I knew she wasn't. I knew it was outside forces trying to convince her otherwise. And if you want to call me a transphobe for wanting to protect minor children, then go right ahead. Because I'd rather be called a transphobe than be responsible for ruining a child's life permanently. I don't know about you, but that's pretty fucked up if you think it's cool to remove a 13-year-old's breasts and then say when they're 18, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. I want my tits back. And they get implants and then they have no sensation. It's sad. Think really hard about your decisions because they can change your life for the better, and that's wonderful, or they can be the worst possible changes and decisions you've ever made. It's just how it is.